Hello everyone, welcome to Fraser Not the Exorcist, and today we'll be doing the June 3rd edition of the Christian Rap Roundup. Now, last week was very interesting to say the least, but it was also better than the first edition, and I think that this one is even going to get better. As I keep doing this, I'll always get better, and hopefully we'll be able to cut it down to a reasonable time frame each time because last week was a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but hopefully we stay on point and stay on time, but just as efficient on this episode. So with that all said, thank you for watching. Especially last week we almost matched the views of the first one, and it would be nice to keep to also keep an efficient time slot. Well, not the time slot, efficient like viewer count for all the videos. So yeah, thank you for all those who kept on watching. So let's get into today's episode. Okay, to start things off, we'll be going with one of my favorite current day Christian female rappers, and that is Angie Rose with what I believe to be at least her first English speaking song of the year, Fight of Your Life. So, not much to say because last year with her EP Unstoppable, that was one of my favorite projects of that year in terms of Christian rap. So I expect nothing but great things from her. So let's get right into it, and I'll be right back with my review. That was pretty good. Alright, to start things off, Fight of My Life, I thought it was a pretty good song. The whole thing sounded pretty cinematic, I would say. Kind of like one of those songs you you would hear playing during like a fight montage or more appropriate a training montage, or maybe like a gym, like one of those gym workout videos. But but that's not to like mock the song or anything like that, because in all, I do think it's good. It's just that it's pretty generically executed, I should say. But it's not bad. Like I want to make that really clear. It's not a bad song at all. It's good. It's pretty good. Angie's performance on the song, excuse me, I think was also really good. I found myself mostly enjoying her melodies. Her rapping was good all throughout the song, especially on her final verse when she sped things up a bit. The chorus is good enough. But the best part of the song, in my opinion, was her last rendition of the chorus, along with that, the harmonies that she had in there, because her singing. I'm not sure if it's gotten better, or if it's always been this good, but it's really really good on that last end there. So altogether, although it is a pretty generic, like boxing movie soundtrack kind of song, I still liked it, and yeah, all around think that it's a pretty good song. So I'll give it about a 6.5 out of 10 seems fair. So yeah, that's it for the first one. So let's move on to our second song. For the second song of today, we have Apex Frazier featuring DJ Michael V with Pool Sharks. Now, I have no idea who Apex Frazier is. This is my first time listening to him, but if you're tapped into the Christian rap scene, especially for like the past 2 or 3 years, then you've of course heard of DJ Michael V. And yeah, his production's always good. So let's hear this one out. That was pretty good, pretty good. Also pretty good. This one's way shorter at 2 minutes and 14 seconds, but it's not really about much. It's basically just a sort of It's just kind of like it's basically showing the skills of Apex Fraser. The beat by Michael V is pretty. It's yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, I just wish if it had more moving parts to it. Personally, I think that it could have done with a bit more switch ups. I think, or at least just gone a bit harder. Kind of just felt kind of stagnant for most of the time. But it's it's still a good beat, still a pretty good beat. So Apex, I thought his flows and his cadence and stuff. I thought they were all good. His lyrics, his just everything about performance was pretty good all around. Not much to write home about. It's just it's just one of those songs to show off an artist's skills, and it does so really well. So all in all, I give Pool Sharks by Apex Fraser and AJ Michael V 6 out of 10. Seems fair. Because it's not because kind of like the first song, it's not much to write home about, but at least with the first song, there was a bit more of a diverse nature to it. Well, I just found it more enjoyable. It's whatever. But this Apex Fraser song with DJ Michael V, Pool Sharks, was also good. So yeah, let's just keep things moving. This one was pretty good. Both of the first songs have been pretty good. So let's hope things stay that way. So on to song number three. For song number three, we'll be listening to a new single from the rapper Detal, Vegas. Well, I'm not sure if it's a single. I just see it that it's a track from his new mixtape or album, Kill Lucy 2, and it's got Gazelle on it. Last time, well, the last time the first time I heard about Detal was when he was featured on Giselle's track. I think it was from last year, called Brand New, and it was really really good. He did a really good job on there. They both flowed effortlessly on that one. I really like that one. That was one of my favorite Christian rap songs of last year. So yeah, it's nice to see them getting back together and doing it again with this new single Vegas. So I expect nothing but great things from this one. Aha is one of the very you know sort of like relatable and just one of the most talented Christian rappers of the past, like I'd say 10 years. Well, he's not a Christian rapper, but he's active in the Christian rap space at least. So yeah, let's give this one a shot. I'll be right back. All right, now this one was finally this one is the first one, at least for the day, that's been really really good. Right off the bat, the beat reminded me a lot of that Corvette song with the one that the one that Lil Uzi Vert was on the remix of. I can't remember the artist name, but yeah, that Corvette song. The beat sounds very similar to that. Anyway, so basically, like the song's not really about much exactly. It's mostly just it's just kind of like a bar exam exchange between the two rappers. It's just one of those songs that scales through various topics. And it's mostly about the flow and the the significant lines that they drop throughout. And I think that and I think that it serves its purpose. I think that it's a really really good song. Detail and Aha flow really well over the beat. With Detail talking about staying faithful to God and not being perfect, and Aha echoing more of the same, and also saying that he, hasn't been writing his raps lately. He's just been flowing in the studio off the top, and they both really did their thing in here. Yeah, I mean, there's just not much to say about it. Honestly, I wish I had more insight, but yeah, it's a pretty simple song, but it serves its purpose. It's a it's mostly about the flow, and that's great because they're both great at the flow. All right, and aha, he always brings in his melodies into his thing, and they work really well here. The auto tune seems really nicely balanced, and that's about it. I don't have much to say about it other than it's a really good song. So yeah, definitely the best that we've gotten so far, in my opinion. So, for song number three, Vegas by Dtal and Aha Gazelle, I give it a 7 out of 10 overall. So, yeah, not much to say about it, but it's a really good song. So, let's move on to song number four. Okay, for song number four, we have Dear Peter Pan by John Michael Howell, Jude Barclay, and Swayze. I have no idea who John Michael Howell is, never heard the name, never seen it around the space, but of course, I'm here. It's Jude Barclay and Swayze on a track together. It's surprisingly short, 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So I'm interested in how they'll split this time. Sorry about that sound. In between the three rappers. So without further ado, I'll get into it and I'll be right back. Okay, that was definitely the best song that we've heard so far. I think the style was overall just like a pretty fast-paced pop song. Well, I guess it would be best to kind of call it pop rap. Um, John Michael Howell, the first and main artist of the song, he like his singing is really good. Well, at least for this style of music, I think that it was really good. And well, basically, this song is about it's a concept saying like telling asking Peter Pan what's the point of Neverland if he never gets to like be with Wendy. Basically putting Peter as this sort of like as the boyfriend who let Wendy go. Well, or just like who what's the point of even staying young forever if you don't get to be with the person that you don't want to be with. Basically, that's the concept of the song. It's a love song, basically, and all three artists do a really great job of just like writing it out through until the end. As I said, John's singing is really good. Jude, his melodies and stuff are really good as well. I was thinking about this line that he said. Oh, I forgot about it. Anyway, and Swayze also did a good job. I think they all did the same basic level of great job basically. And there's not much to say about it apart from the concept. It's just a really well put together, really well produced, really fast paced and energetic pop rap song. If I have any problems for it, it's just that I think with the song being as short as it is, like less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 49 seconds, I think that it runs into the problem of not having enough time for each artist because, like, of course, John being the main artist, he gets the most playtime, but and Jude gets slightly less than him with his verse, and Swayze gets even less than Jude with his verse. I think his was like I don't know, must have been like 25 or 30, or like 30 seconds long even. And I found myself having to listen to it like two more times just to really sort of get a feel for Jude and Swayze's verses because they just kind of come and go really quickly in the song. So yeah, that's my only problem. I think that the Jude and Swayze should have been given a bit more time. I think to shine on the song, but altogether they all did a great job. So it just worked out in the end. So yeah, altogether I give Dear Peter Pan 7. I want to say 7.5. Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. The best song that I've heard so far. A really good pop rock song that I recommend that you check out. Yeah, because it's really good. It's got a catchy tune to it. It's got a nice concept to it. And it just all works out. So, yeah, it's a really, really good song. On to the next. For song number 5, we have Fashion by who I think is pronounced as Dior X, but it has a Z in front of it, or a Z, depending on where you live. And I'm pretty sure that that's silent, so it's Dior X or Diorx, Z Diorx, I think just call him Dior X. Dior X, DJ Michael V, and Tori D. Sean. And I have no idea who Dior X is. Never heard about him. But of course, you know why I'm here. Michael V and Tori D. Sean. They always deliver on tracks. So yeah, let's hear this guy out. But I'm kind of worried because this one is really short. It's less than 2 minutes long. That's just, come on now. It's a minute and 56 seconds long. So I'm interested to hear how they're gonna pan out this runtime. So let's all just give it a try, and I'll be back with my thoughts very soon. All right, now this one was really, really great. Yeah, I guess that they used that runtime really, really well. Fashion by, now that I know his name is ZDR. I think it's just maybe it's ZDR X, because on the start of the song, in the start of the song, Michael says ZDR, so I guess you have to pronounce the Z. So it's ZDR X or ZD. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, Fashion is a really great song. All right. Wouldn't say it's the best. I think it's pretty neck and neck with Dear Peter Pan by John Michael. But it is, it's right up there. It's a really great song. It's basically not about much, not about anything in particular. It's just flow exam. It's just to show skill, and everyone here does a great job at showing their skill. The beat is hard. It's appropriate. It's hard. ZDR does a great job flowing. The chorus, he makes a really catchy chorus with this one. Has some standout lines in there. And Tori, this is, I think this is the best singular rapping, I guess. Well, not like singular rapping, but just kind of like down to earth, kind of just, like more traditional rapping, fast flow rapping from Tori D. Sean. He just, like, he doesn't have a long verse here. Of course he can't have one with a song that's less than 2 minutes, but as a show of skill, this is perfect. This is, he really impressed me with this one. With the fast flows, it was all really controlled. It was all really well put together, and it's just like a well executed banger. I'm sure that this would go crazy in a live in a live setting. So yeah, all together, Fashion by ZDR, DJ Michael V, and Tori Deshawn. I think it's a really well put together song. I think everyone did their thing. Everyone executed their parts really, really well. Could have done with an extra verse. That's my only gripe with it. I think it is too short. I'm not sure why they confined it all down to less than 2 minutes, but it's a decision that they made. Wish it was longer, but it does not ruin the song for me. So altogether, I think I put it right neck and neck with John Michael Howell's Dear Peter Pan. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10. This is a great song. Hopefully we just keep this level or just improve from here because it's definitely gotten better. So yeah, let's move on to song number 6. I'll be right back. All right, for song number 6, we have a new track by Young Priest the Preacher. Not sure why he's called himself that, but yeah, it's a new song with him and Zay Hale called "Believe Me," and it seems to be, well, not seems to be, it is from a new EP that he just brought out called VVS Tears. Yeah, VVS Tears, and it seems like it's a collab project with Zay Hale because he's on every song. So yeah, we're just gonna see this new one. I've never heard of Young Priest the Preacher, but Zay Hale is I not gonna play as if I listen to his music often, but he has he's done some, well, I honestly I haven't listened to Zay Hale in about a year and a half or maybe 2 years, but in the past he has provided me with some of the best modern Christian hip hop music. So it'll be nice to see what he's up to these days, and also nice. It's always nice to hear new artists. So yeah, let's hear this one out. I'll be right back. That was another great song. Yeah, I'd put this right neck and neck with the two that I just reviewed with the 7.5s because it's just as good as those. If I'm not mistaken, it's Young Priest on both verses and Zay Hill on the chorus, and everyone executes it really well. It's weird because this is the first time listening to a song on the Christian Rap Roundup where I don't listen to it multiple times because I want a better grasp of it, but it's because I just liked it that much the first time. It felt weird. It's because I don't really do that. Usually, if I get the full scope of it from one or two listens, I just I just go with that. But for this one, I listened to it multiple times because I actually enjoyed it that much. It's weird because it's a pretty simple concept. It's basically about it's about them having to basically go through their journeys by themselves, just them and God. That's the basic concept of the song. It's pretty short. Well, not it's not too short though. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds long, and I think that that's the perfect length for it because Zay Hill does a great job bringing across the message on the chorus. His melodies in there, his little melodies, they do a great job of bringing the message across. And Young Priest, I could really feel the emotion in his lyrics and in his flow. In both verses, they just, oh, it just like I guess it touched me. I guess it's very convincing. It's really good. I don't have much to say about the song other than it's a great song. It's a well executed concept by both artists, and I think I'm gonna have to check out this whole EP because it just went perfectly like together. It doesn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but it's just a really good song. So um yeah, that's basically all my thoughts about it. Altogether, I'd give "Believe Me" by Young Priest the Preacher and Zay Hill a 7.5 out of 10. A solid 7.5 out of 10. And let's move on to the seventh song. That one was really good. It's really good. I'll be right back. All right. I think I've officially finished the tracks that I'm actually interested in listening to. Well, the new like single tracks from this past week. So, what I want to do now is go through, since we do have some significant projects that um released yesterday, which is Friday, and I wanted to go through a couple tracks from those. So, yeah, we'll just do that to close the video out. Starting off with Stephen Malcolm, I want to do this new song that he has with Plan G and Jude Barclay called Demons from his new album, Tree, which just released yesterday. So check that out if you're interested. I'll be right back with my review of Demons. This one is pretty good all around. It's a pop rap song about basically all the artists. They're talking about the I think it's Temptations. I think anyway, like what they mean by demons, of course. Basically, yeah, this sounds like talking about their temptations. And all in all, I think it was pretty well executed. Steven does the verse, the first verse. Plan G does the chorus, and Jude Barclay has the final verse. Steven does great, well, good rapping. His melodies were on point. Plan G, a lot of autotune, unless his voice actually sounds like that. But yeah, it was the chorus was good. Jude Barclay, his autotune was not as good. It was kept hearing this sort of ringing noise whenever he was talking. Thanks to the autotune, I think it's like the mixing on it or something. It just kind of it felt like it kind of blew out. It was kind of too strong, the autotune. But his verse was still good. I still got the message. I still enjoyed his overall performance on the track. And yeah, this one's not much to talk about. Honestly, not even sure if I'm gonna include it into the official roundup because it's not much. It's not much at all. But it's a decent song. Gets the message across. Pretty generic, but it's a decent song. So yeah, Demons by Stephen Malcolm, Plan G, and Jude Barclay. I'll give that one a 6 out of 10. That seems fair. So let's move on. For song number 8, I wanted to go back to the Kill Lucy 2 mixtape or album by Detail because like earlier when I was doing the song with Aha Gazelle, I saw that he also had a song with Paris Chariz called Suicide, which interested me, because Paris Chariz, definitely one of the more hyped up, one of the certainly the best, like one of the best up and coming Christian rappers of our generation. So yeah, let's give this one a listen. I haven't heard much from him lately. Haven't really been paying that much attention, to be honest. But yeah, let's hear this one out. Suicide, Detail, Paris Chariz. I'll be right back. All right, with this one, it's basically about feeling lonely, going through life. That's basically what the song's about. And altogether, I think that Suicide, am I even supposed to say that? Anyway, it's called Suicide. It's Suicide, by Detail and Paris Chariz. On and on, I think that it's a pretty good song. Pretty good song altogether. I don't have I don't have much to say about it. It's just it's a well executed enough concept of a song. Um, the chorus was okay. Details, melodies, and his rapping and all that. It was good. Paris Chariz, I liked his performance a bit better, even though his verse was shorter. His melodies were better in my opinion, and it's just his overall flow that he chose for his like the small portion that he had on the song. I thought was good. So overall, I don't have much to say, so I won't spend much time on this one. Suicide. I just kind of expected more. I guess I just expected a bit more from it, apart from the cookie cutter generic sort of feeling that it had to it. But anyway, it was a decent song. So I'll give it a I'll give it a 5.5. I think I could stretch it to a 6. I think I feel a 6 with it. Yeah, I'll give it a. I didn't like it that much. I didn't like it that much. It's still a decent song, so I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. So yeah, Suicide by Detail and Paris Chariz. Give it a 5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. Sorry. Let's move on. All right, for song number either 8 or 9. I'm not sure where we're at right now. But for song either 8 or 9, we have Arthur Morgan by 350 featuring Paris Chariz and Wolf. All right, so this one should be a banger. It's from Love You Divine, which is the latest EP from 350. And there's a couple songs here on the EP that I'm interested in listening to. This like this disconnect with uh Joey Vantes and High Life with Marty, but I don't think we have the time to do that. We are getting closer and closer to 40 minutes, and I do not want this video to be 40 minutes long. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this one. Not sure if I'm gonna have enough time to do the other two that I'm interested in, but I don't know what's gonna happen there. But anyway, so yeah, let's do Arthur Morgan. This one should be good. I'll be surprised if it's not. But it's not even a possibility. All right, this is gonna be a good song. So I'll be right back. All right, just listen to Arthur Morgan by 350, Paris Chariz, and Wolf, and it's another one of those like basically just showcase of skill type of songs. So it's not really about anything, but it doesn't really have to be about anything in particular. So yeah, yeah, it's a really good song, really good song. Not like really good. It's a good song. It's a good song overall. Yeah, just like I thought before, it's a banger type of song. So 350. Well, there's not a chorus or anything. Just everyone showing their skill, and I think that everyone did a great job. 350. His verse was good. Trying to find something unique to say about it. I can't really think of anything right now. But it was good. It was a good overall verse. Yeah, Wolf had the second verse, and I think that his verse was my favorite. Which is, it's just not weird. It's just that he had the most traditional type of flow, and I well, everyone switch it up like at least two or three times in their verse, so that's highly appreciated. It's just like basically what makes it a good song is the variance. It's the difference in like voices and flows between each artist, which just keeps everything interesting. From a listener perspective. So, Wolf had my favorite verse, in my opinion. Paris Chariz came in at the end and did his thing. Nothing much to say, honestly. This is starting to think that this wasn't much of a good idea because it's just panning out the video. But yeah, Arthur Morgan by 350, Paris Chariz and Wolf. Not much to say about it. It doesn't stand out that much to me as a song, but it was good. It's a nice sort of like a chill banger type of song, kind of like a low-key banger kind of song. Production was great overall. Everyone did a great job. It was well mixed and produced and all that. So yeah, overall I give it a 6. Could be a 6.5, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'm feeling a strong 6 right now. Yeah, it's a pretty generic song, but it gets the job done. It does what it's supposed to do. So let's move on. All right, another artist that released a new EP that I'm interested in listening to, and I want to do at least a couple tracks off of to finish us off with this video here before we really hit 40 minutes. It's by Big Breeze. Big Breeze released a project called Breezy Outta Here, 9 songs, and there's a couple songs here that I'm interested in that I really want to get to before we finish this off. There's one with Lazarus. And one with Scooty Wop, and the last song on the project is called "Pray for Travis Scott." I'm interested with what he's gonna do with that one. So, yeah, let's start off with Keith Sweat that has Lazarus on it. As you know, if you watched the Christian rap roundup from last week, then you would have seen that Lazarus was on one of the best songs from that edition. It was the Casey Undercover 2 with Casey and Bats on it. That was a really great banger song right there. So yeah, expect great things from this one. Let's listen to Lazarus. I'll be right back with my review. All right, Keith Sweat by Big Breeze and Lazarus. I think that's a really great song. Really great banger type of song. This one kind of got me confused because I'm not sure which artist is Big Breeze and which artist is Lazarus. All right, because of course I've heard them both multiple times in the past. Well, Lazarus only once, but his I'm not sure if he's on the chorus or if he's or if he does the verse, because I would imagine since it's Big Breeze's song that he would do the verse, but on the chorus it sounds more like Big Breeze than it does Lazarus, which is weird. But you know, either way, depending on which rapper did the verse, everyone did a great job. Basically, it's my well. Let me just go through the positives first. First of all, the positives. It's just a great banger type of song. I really like the beat. They both kind of adapted that kind of like it's not exactly a rage beat. I guess it could count as a rage beat, I think, but that, like Playboy Cardi, Trippie Redd does it sometimes. Yeah, that's that sort of sound. They do that really well. Well, it's not Playboy Cardi because like they don't have the vocal inflections, but just the type of beats that they usually use. They do adapt that sort of sound really well. The chorus is pretty catchy. The verse, like, it's just the flows and the beat, and yeah, because the song's not really about much at all. It's just another one of those show of skill kind of songs, and they just basically all do a really great job on it. Um, my only gripe with it, I think, is that on the chorus, the beat is louder than the person who does the chorus, and I'm not a fan of the vocal inflection that they put on. I'm not sure if that's their voice or if it's the if it's just their voice, or if it's added on effect, because I don't know. It doesn't sound bad. Like, the chorus still works for me, but it would have worked more if the voice sounded more natural to me. So yeah, that's basically my only problem with it. But overall, a really great banger type song. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, definitely another one that I would recommend if you're looking for a great banger Christian rap song. So yeah, moving on to the next one, let's do Nobody by Big Breeze and Scooty Wop. Alright, this one was only average at best, in my opinion. Nobody, first of all, Big Breeze is barely on the song. Unless someone tells me that that for that 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 first part with the chorus well, the first verse and the chorus is BigBreeze, which I totally cannot believe. I'm pretty sure that that was him at the end of the song there. But for the most part, the song is mostly Scooty Wop, which any other time, when I mean like literally any other time, would not be a problem. But this time it was definitely a problem. All right, this is the first. I think this is the first time I've ever heard like a bad performance from Scooty Wop, because if I thought that the previous song Keith Sweat was kind of reminiscent of Trippie Redd and Scooty, I mean Playboy Cardi, uh, then this one was this could straight up be called a Playboy Cardi ripoff. All right, it's like someone could, Cardi himself could hear this song and be like, yeah, I could sue these people, and it would like he probably wouldn't win, probably wouldn't, like get anything from it, but it would be understandable because it is that much. It sounds exactly like Playboy Cardi's Stop Breathing track, all right? If you've ever heard Stop Breathing and you listen to this song, you will definitely hear the similarities between them. And it's just too much, man. It's just like, this is straight up just this is straight up just biting. All right, this is what rappers talk about all the time, like with people biting their styles. This is straight up biting Playboy Cardi style. Um, and and usually like I wouldn't have a problem with Christian rappers and stuff doing more mainstream secular artist kind of sounds, and I still don't have a problem with it. But and first of all, like my problem isn't even that they did it in the first place, because if it was done well, it wouldn't be a problem, it would be a good thing. But it's not done well. That's the point, because Scooty Wop is just, it's just like, well, almost like Playboy Cardi, mostly like Playboy Cardi. It's mostly ad libs, verse terribly short, chorus repetitive as hell, and it's just not good. It's a bad imitation of Playboy Cardi. Well, it's not a cause Stop Breathing is a good track. Playboy Cardi makes that one work, but this song is not good at all. His imitation of Playboy Cardi's flow and ad libs and just whole aura, his whole style is just not done well. The beat, just everything sounds just like that Stop Breathing track. It sounds just like that Playboy Cardi song, in my opinion, and it just was not done well. Like everything was like produced and mixed well, but it was just it was just a bad idea. They just didn't really do much with the sound. It just felt like a Playboy Cardi ripoff through and through. Big Breeze came in at the end with a similarly short verse, and considering that this is on his EP and it's his song, his name is the first artist that you see, but it's mostly Scooty Wop. He's barely on the song, and doesn't really add much. He doesn't add anything, and like nobody really adds anything. It's just a total ripoff, a total like waste of time to even execute, in my opinion, because it's just not done well. It's a generic sounding Playboy Cardi kind of song. Yeah, it's just not good all around, in my opinion. It's a really bad song. Um, I called it average just a second ago, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So I'm gonna give it 4.5. I think this is the first time that I ever went under a 5 in this list. I mean, well, in the Christian rap roundup, I think. Yeah, 4.5 out of 10. 4.5. I don't know. Do I not like it that much? Really, 4.5 out of 10. Um, yeah, I think I do. I think I just it's a waste of time. It's a small waste of time because it's 2 minutes 34 seconds, but it's a waste of time nonetheless. All right, I could have spent that time listening to a better song. So yeah, whatever they were trying to achieve did not come together well. They both failed at making a good Playboy Cardi song, in my opinion. Nobody gets a 4.5 out of 10. So yeah. it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, of course, but it's the first bad performance I've ever heard from Scooty Wop and BigBreeze, and it's just a rip off. It's just a waste of time. That's all I have to say. 4.5 out of 10. Let's hope to close it off with a bang here, of course, because that's the first low that I think. Well, I think that's the lowest low I think that we've ever had on the Christian rap roundup. Because like altogether, it's not like a terrible song or anything, but it's just bad. You know, it doesn't make me feel anything. It's just empty. It's just a bad ripoff. So yeah, for the final song we have by BigBreeze from his latest EP, Breezy Outta Here, Pray for Travis Scott. Let's hope this is a good one. I'll be right back. See you soon. Alright, Pray for Travis Scott is basically about BigBreeze asking Jesus to save him and basically saying that Jesus is gonna make everything all better. And yeah, I expected a bit more, honestly, given the name of the song being Pray for Travis Scott, but yeah, I guess he just meant the sentiment and didn't really have to say much about it. It's it doesn't even have much lyrics in it. It's just him saying, "Jesus, won't you save me?" over and over again, and a little sprinkle of a verse in there. But with that said, it is better than the previous song, "Nobody" with Scooty Wop, and I just it I mean, it's just not much, all right. It's just not much of a song. But it's pretty good. I can understand the audience that likes it, and I can hear the emotion in his voice, and yeah, if that's what he was, if all he was going for was basically just creating a certain vibe around it, then I understand what he was going for, and thought it was okay. So I give Pray for Travis Scott our final song of today. Not sure if it's 11 or 12 or something like that, but I give it a 7. No, wait, what did I just say? Let's give it a 5.5 out of 10. Could stretch to a 6, but I don't like it that much. I'll stick to I'll stick to a solid 5.5 out of 10. I'm kind of strung between if I wanted it to 5.5 or 6, but I'll just stick to a 5.5 for right now. So yeah, 5.5 out of 10 for Pray for Travis Scott, and that has brought us to the end of the June. Was I saying May this entire time? Of the June 3rd edition of the Christian Rap Roundup. We had some interesting ones today. Unfortunately, nothing crossed that 8 out of 10 threshold for me, but we did get some pretty good songs. And also it's interesting because we got our first truly bad song, in my opinion, with Nobody by BigBreeze and Scooty Wop. I don't know what they thought they had with that one, but yeah, it was not good. But yeah, there was a good amount of good tracks. Nothing like terrible, but you know, oh, it could have been better. You know, given the amount of given the amount of pretty high-profile artists in Christian rap that dropped today, I was expecting some a more consistent quality of good tracks. But yeah, you know, but I still think that it was mostly good tracks. So yeah, overall, today was all right. It was all right overall. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hopefully next week is better. A better week for Christian rap. Not that this week was bad, but I just expected more. That's pretty much what the sentiment is. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when I upload next. this has been First Not the Exorcist with the Christian Rap Roundup. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that's been supporting the series. This one wasn't as fun as the last two times, but hopefully it'll be more fun next time. So, yeah, that's it. See you all next time. God bless.